another edition of American Gladiators. We've got brand new events, a revamped Eliminator Final, and we've got 20 brand new contenders who were selected from a nationwide talent search. And with their athletic skills, they have a chance to earn over $150,000 in cash and prizes. I also have a brand new sidekick. He's Hall of Fame fullback from the Miami Dolphins, Larry Zonka, and still looking, I might add, rough and tough.
Thank you. Quite honestly, Mike, I don't know about rough and tough anymore. After watching some of the practice rounds and seeing what some of the Gladiators have done to some of the contenders, and vice versa, I might add, I'm kind of glad to be over 40 and over at the booth.
You're not the only one. With that in mind, let's meet the contenders for this preliminary round.
In our women's preliminary, please welcome Margaret McCargo of East Orange, New Jersey, a student at Upsala College where she plays basketball. And her opponent, Susan Hurst of Glendale, Arizona, an Air Force captain, married, and mother of 2 daughters. In the men's competition, here's VOPATEK of La Jolla, California, a bouncer and former high school champ in the pole vault. And his opponent, Purple Roundy of Phoenix, Arizona, a personal trainer who enjoys competing in demolition derbies.
Susan, you're an Air Force captain, and coincidentally, we have several events that happen in midair, so I imagine your experience with heights are going to help you.
Well, I'm hoping that the Air Force experience will help, and a little bit of that killer claw image will get out and give me some backing.
We might as well get this over with first. Purple Mark Roundy, is that your name? Is this some kind of power thing? You just derive power from the color purple?
It's the only name I can spell.
The only name he could spell. That tells you a lot about him, Larry.
Margaret, I understand one of your hobbies is riding a 650 motorcycle.
Yeah, speed, coordination should help me with the Powerball.
I think so. Chris, I understand you're a pole vaulter. You've had an opportunity to look at our wall. Do you think any of those pole vaulting abilities will come in handy?
Sir, I think it'll help out with my speed, agility, and strength.
All right, good luck to both of you.
Contenders, best of luck. Gladiators, give them a great fight. Let's get ready to rock and roll. This is how our competition on American Gladiators works. Our contenders, 2 men and 2 women, will compete in 7 very different events against our American Gladiators. Now, the contenders who amass the most points in those 7 confrontations automatically advance to the next round and move 1 step closer towards our championship final. Coming up first, men's Powerball.
And Powerball is brought to you by Nintendo Entertainment Systems. Nintendo, now you're playing with power. And here's Larry Thompson, our referee, with a rundown on the rules.
All right, contenders. Rules of the game are very simply, you take a ball from your end, you try to score in each one of the scoring pods. The outer pods are worth 1 point, the center pod is worth 2 points. If you are ruled out of bounds, if you are tackled, or if you drop the ball, you must immediately go to the opposite end and get another ball of your color. Good luck to both of you. May the best contender win.
Of course, the big catch in this equation are 3 Gladiators, Turbo, Nitro, and Laser. Trying to stop the contenders, they are Purple Roundy, 27 years old, a demolition driver from Phoenix, Arizona, and he'll be going up against VOPATEK, who's 24 years old from La Jolla, California.
Both of these fellas are pretty good-sized fellas, really, Mike. But when you contrast them against Turbo, they lose a little something.
And there's a time limit here. Both contenders have 45 seconds to score as many goals as they can, and the match is on.
Chris wastes no time trying to put a move on Turbo, but ends up eating a little dirt in the process.
Ethan's there again, too. That time he got double-teamed. Purple gets around Turbo, but not for long.
Don't see any balls in any pods yet.
There was a hit.
Head-on hit by Turbo. Nose-to-nose little linebacker action as Purple gets double-teamed.
The Gladiators' strategy here, Larry, alternate their double teams. First they'll double team Chris, and then they'll double team Purple. Chris, meanwhile, lost his headgear early on, and he's really exposed.
I think he's losing a little more than that, Mike. Losing a little flesh on that carpet, I think.
Now Nitro and Laser trying to rearrange his face. Whoa! That was one rugged Powerball match.
Very physical.
Score at 2-1, Chris. How tough was it? Well, watch Purple get the double-team treatment there from Laser and Nitro. As they say in the vernacular, they paid the price.
These Gladiators playing for keeps. I see you got a little blood under your nose there. You must have bumped into somebody.
This is kind of like a good demolition derby race, only without the cars. I like it.
Yeah, there's some semis out there in this race with him. Chris, here's your helmet back. It flew over to my feet. You have that linebacker look on your face. You got into this.
Big guys, big hits. That's what I'm here for.
All right, good luck, Bill. Mike.
The crowd is still shaking after that Powerball match. Nitro, you guys are back, and it looks like stronger than ever. Another new man here, another new teammate.
You gotta love this. This is our new man, Turbo. Now we got out here. We got Lasso him with Laser. We got Get Up Blast and Turbo, and take the knockout good night punch from Nitro.
And you do pack a powerful punch, Turbo.
Well, I'm trying to give it my best shot. Been at it for quite some time, trying to put some muscle on the body so I can give these guys what it takes to put them out.
I might add, those are some serious guns. Laser, last year, some American Gladiator fans might remember that you had gotten hurt. The offseason looks to have done you well. Back in top shape?
Top shape, top form, and it's good to be back. Glad to be here, and I think we're gonna conquer all.
Action of women's Powerball. Let's take a look.
And Mike, you're looking at what our two contenders are going to face, Diamond, Gold, and Blaze, and it appears they're very ready to play.
And our contenders for this preliminary round, 30-year-old Susan Hurst, mother of two, and Air Force captain from Glendale, Arizona. She'll be going against 21-year-old Margaret McCargo from East Orange, New Jersey, who's a communications major at Uppsala College. And as one of our young fans looks on, we will tell you that the contenders have 45 seconds to score as many goals as they can. A goal in the center scoring pod worth 2 points. A goal in the outer scoring pod worth 1. And quickly, Margaret McCargo has gone to work. She has scored the first goal. Susan desperately trying to find some running room.
Margaret bobbled the ball at one end. Now we have both contenders at one end. We'll have a little one-on-one action. But it doesn't go the way of the contenders as both the Gladiators come through with great tackles.
Margaret, an outstanding basketball player, trying to use some of her one-on-one moves to no avail there against Diamond.
Two-on-one confrontation, and it nets out with Margaret getting one of the center goals for 2 points.
Now on the outside, she scores again. Susan trying to get something on the board. And she can't do it. It ends up Margaret McCargo 4, Susan Hurst 0. And it was apparent that Margaret's basketball background paid off against our very tough American Gladiators. Here's Larry with our two contenders.
Susan, seemed like you had a certain magnetism about you. You drew the double team almost every time.
Well, I guess they like me. Hopefully I can turn that around and show them how much I like them a little later.
I think the Gladiators heard that. Margaret, great job. Busted into the middle, scored a two-pointer. Seemed like you were everywhere.
Yeah, I saw the middle open, so I said I should go for it. I had to use my speed.
Speed's a good thing to have out here. Congratulations, girls, on a good showing, and good luck in the future.
And who says our American Gladiators don't get excited about 15 seconds into that Powerball match? You just raised your fist. You had 30 seconds to go, Gold. You were excited out there.
That's right. I wasn't tired. I was doing good, and I just wanted to make sure everybody else knew that.
The newest member of the female American Gladiator team, Diamond, and you look like you belong.
Well, thank you. I'm very happy to be here with a great team, and I'm ready to rock.
Blaze, you're back better than ever, and she's very deceptive.
Yeah, she's very deceptive, but she's a great addition to the team.
You guys are like bookends out there. Three very tough, talented bookends, if there can be three bookends.
So after the women's Powerball competition, we have Margaret with 4, Susan with nothing. And after the men's go around, we're looking at Chris with 2 and Purple with 1 as we prepare for the joust.
And Chris is up first in the joust, and here's why he wanted to compete on this show.
I love the American Gladiators because I've always liked going up against big guys, and these guys are some of the biggest. And this is my big chance to see how I can do against guys the size of the Gladiators.
Well, Chris gets his wish right here against one of the biggest and the best of the Gladiators, especially in this event, Gemini, who is virtually unbeatable on that jousting pedestal.
And right away, Chris gets the big hit. Gemini launches a beauty right onto his head.
Chris giving Gemini a pretty good tussle, however, but he loses his balance finally, and I think that it will be ruled, even though Gemini went off, that Chris stepped over to his platform first.
Mike, I think the replay is going to show that Chris might not necessarily have lost his balance. He might have been about half conscious after getting hit 3 massive hits by Gemini. That was 1. There's 2, and the third one is coming right there. At this point, Chris not only loses his balance, but almost blacked out.
And because he stepped over to Gemini's pedestal, he was disqualified. So no points for Chris VOPATEK. Now it's Purple Roundy's turn. He too draws Gemini, and Purple has one thing going for him that Chris did not, and that's a big, big fan club from Phoenix, Arizona. Purple giving away about 60 pounds to Gemini. Gemini quickly goes right to work with a couple of shots. Purple loses his stick momentarily. Now his balance, he's finished.
Gemini caught him a great one upside of the head and flipped Purple off there like a limp rag.
Gemini, you haven't lost your trademark. Strike first.
That's right. That initial blow is so very important. You put your man on the defensive end of the spectrum. Therefore, he's not throwing blows. He's trying to keep his balance and keep from getting hit. So you come down with your horizontal slashes, your reverse butts, and your diagonal slashes, and finish them off with a jab. And that's all a matter of timing.
Gemini.
Purple is an old fullback. I know what it's like to have to look out the ear hole of your helmet. And judging from the way Gemini got that opening blow on you and spun your helmet, you got the same effect.
Well, yeah, he spun my helmet halfway off and started whispering sweet nothings in my ear and kind of threw my guard off a little bit. But I'll get him back. I'll see him. I'll see him in another round.
Good luck, Purple.
And so Gemini, the thinking man's Gladiator, excels again in the joust, and after two events, it's Chris 2, Purple 1. Now, after one event in the women's competition, Margaret leads Susan 4-0, and Margaret McCargo is up first in the joust. She'll be dueling Ice.
Obviously, Margaret's giving up a good deal of size and strength in this. It'll be interesting to see whether Ice strikes first or plays a little defensive strategy.
That's Ice's trademark, but it is Margaret who gets off the first shot. Now Ice is countering. Big shot there to the head of Margaret, and down she goes.
Well, she didn't have much trouble throwing Margaret off there. She took her off much like she was a feather.
Power wins out over quickness.
But Margaret will be back. She's a competitor. Mike?
Ice, short and sweet. 6 seconds. You didn't even break a sweat.
I love it. This is great.
What turns you on about the pugil stick and the joust?
I just want to get him down because I don't want to be the one going down.
That makes good sense. Nice philosophy to have. You're going to be tough to deal with. The Ice Woman.
Ice already developing a following, even though she's new to it. She's going to get an opportunity now to face off with Susan Hurst from Glendale, Arizona. And I would think Susan's a little intimidated at this point.
Larry intimidated to the point where she's not even getting off the shot. She was just frozen up there waiting for Ice to do her in, and that's exactly what happened.
Ice iced her jaw.
Iced her arms, iced her legs. Susan didn't move.
Susan, Ice got some heavy lifting on you early there. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was trying to do the defensive side, but the marine side, it just didn't seem to work out for me.
Well, she kind of set you up with 3 or 4 lefts, and then all of a sudden, when you least expected it, came back with that right and knocked you right off the platform. You had a low center of gravity, but that right cross is what got you, I believe.
I did my best, but I never got a shot in.
Good luck from here on out. Thank you, Susan.
So a tough go-round for our female contenders in the joust, and after 2 events, Margaret McCargo still with a 4-0 lead. Still to come on the American Gladiators, our contenders will have to ascend the wall. And then later it's the human cannonball. But coming up next, it's assault. Sees as he tries to hit a target located above the Gladiator. There are weapons positioned at 5 different safe zones, which will give the contender an opportunity to hit that target. At safe zone number 4, for instance, a pistol awaits. If all else fails, a 5th and final attempt, where 3 softballs are located behind that barrier. First up is Purple Roundy. He'll be going against Nitro. And Nitro is pumped up as always. He has proven, certainly in past shows, that he is one sure shot.
See what kind of shot Purple is. Little low and outside.
Well, remember, this guy's a demolition driver, not a shooter.
But you better sharpen his sight soon here.
Well, that's Nitro's style. He doesn't give the contenders any room to breathe.
Purple with a little stop-and-go technique. He's getting close in. There's not much reaction time at this range.
Working against that 60-second clock. Under 20 seconds now.
We're going to have an opportunity to see what kind of softball pitcher Purple is right here.
3 shots at Nitro. Never got off the 3rd shot because Nitro picked him off.
Never changed. Best of the best. Best in the West may be, but he only has 1 tennis ball left.
So no point for Purple Roundy.
As we watch Purple's Nolan Ryan technique expose himself to Nitro's tennis ball.
So Nitro 1 for 1, and now he'll try to go 2 for 2 against Chris VOPATEK. Again, that target you see located above the Gladiator. If the contender hits the red area, that's for 7 points. The white area, a bullseye worth 10.
Nitro again with a rapid fire. He just keeps pumping the tennis balls out.
It makes the contenders trigger happy. They don't want to spend too much time lining up their sights. Chris's shot with a cannonball is low and off the mark. Still, however, with plenty of time. And the shot with the pistol, it was a high hanger, but it hit the red area worth 7 points.
Nitro visibly upset about it.
Looks more like a fishing lure, but this little baby did the trick on Nitro. Nice shooting, Chris.
Yeah. Got a little practice. Had my buddies come out to the tennis court, threw a few serves at me. So it's all avoiding the ball. The shooting's just luck. Just send it in the right direction and hope it makes it.
You earned 7 points. You hit the target. You missed the bullseye by just that much.
Oh, yeah? Well, next time.
Okay, nice shooting, Chris.
So Chris picks up 7 in assault, so he now has a 9-1 lead over Purple after 3 events. Women's overall after 2 events, Margaret 4, Susan 0, as we look at Lace getting ready to take on Susan in women's assault.
Lace is ready, but I don't know about Susan Hurst, 30 years old, the Air Force captain and mother of 2. That look on her face, it's like, gosh, what am I doing here?
She better get with it in a hurry. Those tennis balls are coming at her at over 100 miles an hour.
Susan setting herself for the crossbow. The shot is high and wide. Now she'll move on over to stage row number 2, trying to avoid those shots by Lace.
Susan having a good technique. She faces off, looking at the cannon, trying to react to the tennis ball's launch.
Another good shot, but off the mark again. Susan a bit lucky there that Lace's cannon got jammed up. I tell you what, Lace, like Nitro, just does not give you room to breathe. You expose any part of your body for more than a second, you're a dead duck.
The problem right there with the cannon, as you can see, the hand is exposed to reach out for the trigger, and Lace makes it count.
Well, now it's Margaret McCargo's turn to see if she can do any better. Larry Thompson blows the whistle, and off Margaret goes.
Ooh, a near miss by Lace, bounced right off the top of the crossbow.
Larry, you should mention that a contender can still earn points even though he or she does not hit that target. That's by earning a draw if they go through the entire area before the 60 seconds expires without being hit. They earn a draw, and that's worth 4 points.
Margaret depends on raw speed to get from safe zone to safe zone.
Well, her shooting leaves something to be desired, but not her quicks. She still has plenty of time to go.
Good athlete. Let's see how she does with a softball.
Well, that last shot came very close. It didn't hit the target, but she crosses the finish line and earns 4 points for the draw.
For the rough way. And how close did she come? Check this out. Look at this incoming rocket as we stop action right off the mark. Then at the softball, athletic ability just a hair off.
And with those 4 points, Margaret has increased her lead after 3 events. Here's Larry.
The wall is an event where our 2 contenders compete simultaneously, each trying to arrive first at the top of the 32-foot summit. But it's not a free climb, because 10 seconds after they begin, the Gladiators start up after them to pull them off. Mike Adamley's up at the top of the wall. Mike, how's the view?
Zonk, not bad. This is about as high as you can go here in stage 27 without actually getting on top of the roof. Now, the wall is a difficult event, but not a dangerous one. You can see that our Gladiators and contenders have safety harnesses on to prevent them from falling to the ground, that is. But the wall will demand a tremendous price from the contender who reaches the top first. His fingers will ache and his arms will be very sore. The man who makes it to the top first and earns 10 points will have clearly earned them.
So after 3 events by the men, we have Chris now leading Purple 9-1. As we look at Chris preparing his strategy to go up the wall, he'll be followed up the wall by Thunder. Purple, his competition's planning his strategy, and he'll be followed up the wall by Turbo.
And Larry, sometimes the luck of the draw means a lot in sports, and in this case, with Turbo and Thunder chasing Chris and Purple, that's an advantage for the contenders because Thunder and Turbo are a pair of heavyweights, and they're not really at that adept in this event.
Question is, Can the contenders get enough of a lead to get away from the Gladiators? It's going to be that initial thrust that makes the difference.
Both contenders were given a 10-second head start. Chris in the red has the slight lead over Purple Roundy in the blue.
See what you mean about the hand grips, Mike. Look at Purple, one hand at a time. It's got to be wearing his fingers out.
Well, Chris is going to make it to the top first. A great ascent by him. And I take that back, Turbo. You are pretty good in this event. He's got Purple's left leg and trying to pull it off.
He doesn't succeed. He doesn't even get the tennis shoe, and Purple gives him a little raspberry at the end.
One of the great things about American Gladiators is that even though the contenders are competing against one another, there's still room for a lot of feeling for each man. And I know, Chris, even though you won, you have a great deal of feeling for Purple and what he did.
Anybody who can pull a Gladiator up like that has got to respect him, I would.
You deserve a lot of respect. Your time, 30 seconds to the top.
Woo! I've always been kind of a monkey. No wall or house or anything to stop me out, so...
Purple, what about that second effort? You had Turbo hanging all over your leg. There was a titanic struggle.
No one likes that wall anyway. You have to take up about 200 pounds of excess baggage. It makes it a little harder, you know.
This wall is tough, and again, it all lies in hand strength, and look at the calluses on the hands of Purple. That effort worth 5 points for finishing second. Way to go. And we'll be back with more of American Gladiators. Mario! Mario! Mario!
He's back. All you had to do was ask. Super Mario Bros. 3 from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
Overcoming adversity. It's the mark of leadership. At the giant Pearson Ford, the fire is over. Construction is complete, and we're celebrating an additional 200,000 square feet of automotive excellence. The giant Pearson Ford has one of the largest selections of Fords in San Diego now on site.